Okay, I am Andrew Cadogan, and in this course we're going to be looking at Flash for web design. And what I have here on my stage basically is a banner ad, and I'm going to be doing this as part of a tutorial for you to really get your feet wet in terms of how to create Flash objects for the web. As you can see, this is a banner ad, and sometimes you would have to create banner ads for your clients. In this case, your first client will be myself, and we are going to talk and go through some tutorials, right? This being the first one, in which we're going to be looking at creating different types of banner ads. And for your first assignment, basically you would have to create one like this, but of course it will be much better than this, because if I was to rate this from a scale from 1 to 10, I'll probably give this a 2. But basically we're going to see all these impressions that are going to be made, especially for the web, in terms of banner ads and so on. So I'm going to lay it out here for you, and as you can see, this here is the Flash work area, and this particular file is built on 3 layers. Before we start actually building this particular banner ad, I should introduce you first to the layers. This first layer here is called the background layer. As you can see, the background has somewhat of a gradient shade. I can lock my background if I wish, so I will not be able to edit it or make any mistakes. Or I could use the eyeball on and off to show my background as well. And the other layer on top of that is called the text button layers. As you can see, when I select on the text and button, you're seeing the text being highlighted, and this area at the bottom here actually is the button. If I was to click away now and I select this blue area, you're going to see the button showing up here. I call it B1, and the property sheet for the button. You're going to be getting on into all of that a little later on in the course. Right, and my last layer now is the action layer, and in this layer here is where I'm going to write a simple script in order to execute this particular button. For example, if I go to window and I go to actions, let me just expand this a little bit. This is just a small little script. Don't be afraid, we're going to be getting on to all of this. When you press that particular button, it sends you to my Facebook communication page. So let's begin by closing this file, so you'll have a blank area, a blank shade I should say. So I am going to click close. Alright, I'm going to save my banner ad by default, and I am going to start with a brand new file. Alright, before I move on in terms of creating a new file, I just want to set back this window to the original one, which is window workspace, and I go to essentials. This is what you're going to see when you open Flash for the first time. Alright, so basically you're going to see some templates here that you could create. As you can see, the banners here, animation and advertising, open recent items, so as well the different types of files that we could create also in Flash CS5, and some tutorials on this side too as well. Because we're going to create a skyscraper banner ad, I created my action script in version 2.0. right, so I could probably go to file, a new, to create a new document to here as well, or I could just simply just go here to create new and action script 2.0. Alright, now again, when Flash opens and you select the action script 2.0, this is the stage that you're going to be working with. Now, because I've been working with Flash like long before many of you all born, I prefer to use a classic view of Flash. So I'm going to go to window, I'm going to go to my workspace, and I'm going to select the classic view. Alright, I'm very familiar with this. Now, even though when you select the classic view, you may have all your toolbars like this in one line. Normally I just prefer to bring it, drag it out like this a little bit, so I could actually see my tools in, in 2 rows and so on. And again, for those who are doing computer science, you should know that I should be able to drag this workspace in such a way up and down, as well as drag here too as well. Simply, if you're not familiar with this type of navigation within computer applications, well, simply you should be like studying psychology or one of those other subjects and something like that. So this here is basically the stage that we're going to be working with to create our skyscraper at.